What is going on, good people? Happy Friday to everybody in the Delaware Valley, around the world. How's everything doing? How's everybody doing? Excuse me. Tonight we have Kurt Klinger, the man that developed and built the mini bank of Citizens Bank Park. Kurt, how are you? Welcome to Fuji's Philly Flair. How are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to have you. I see, you've been all over NBC 10, like I said earlier, news articles. Let's dive right into it. I mean,
Yeah.
you grew up in Trevorton, Pennsylvania, correct?
Correct. Yep. Up in Central PA.
A couple hours outside of Philly, and tell me and the audience how you became a Phillies fan. Like, you got the Pirates out there, the Phillies in Pennsylvania.
Right. Just basically my family. My dad liked the Phillies, and when I was a kid, we just sit around and watch the Phillies on TV, and it's basically all we knew, and we just had a good time going to the games. Like, especially when I was younger, going down to the vet.
Right.
In elementary school, all the way up through high school, we'd go down couple times a summer, and I just I just fell in love with the Phillies.
Right. Now, you being growing up a Phillies fan, did you go back to the beginning of Citizens Bank Park in 04, or do you go back to Veterans Stadium?
I go back to Veterans Stadium.
Right.
That was pretty much my childhood all the way up through high school, and then in 04 I graduated high school in 03, and then of course the Citizens Bank in 04. So
nice. Joe Sullivan checking in, my man Fuji. What's up, Joe? Joe is the co-host of my show, the Sully Squad, and the Extra Innings here on Tuesday nights. Growing up, do you go back as far as remembering like the '93 team?
Yeah, they were actually they're pretty much my favorite team. They really made me fall in love, and I love Crucker, Dalton, Dykstra. They're a crazy bunch of guys, and it just makes me think of my childhood.
As far as you building this, tremendous mini baseball park, in your backyard. I see you went to school you studied turf grass science. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. Basically what made me get into it was actually going to baseball games and watching the grounds crew work. Right. And I just got interested into it and did a little research, and saw that there's programs out there for turf management and doing grounds keeper work, and it's basically what got me interested in it. So I started at Delaware Valley College and then transferred to Penn State in their turf program.
Nice.
And it was really cool. I got to work on the Beaver Stadium grounds crew for game days, and did other events like softball and soccer. Yeah, it was really fun.
Was that a 4-year program, or was it?
Yeah, it was a 4-year program.
Is that would you say it's a popular program to get into at Penn State, or is it kind of?
I wouldn't say it's popular, but I think within the turf industry, Penn State is up there ranked, number one pretty much for the turf program.
It's kind of sorry I didn't know something about that, because that sounds like it'd be something, pretty interesting to get into.
Yeah.
You said, you watch, a couple guys down there on the ground crew, and, it's, as far as, just describing that, how do you, is it a lot of hours that you got to put into?
Yeah, long hours, attention to detail, and to keep that thing in pristine condition, it takes a lot of work, a lot of knowledge, and just a drive to, the homestands are just incredibly long, and then when the game's over, you don't go home. You have to stay and retamp the mound and home plate areas, and rake the infield, get the turfus out of the grass. Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah, no, just from, it's like usually like a rain delay, like Sunday, for instance, this past Sunday. I always heard it takes the ground crew at least a half hour to an hour to get that, field back up to, mint condition. So,
Right. Yeah.
and, just a lot of it. I remember when the Phillies moved over to Citizens Bank Park in '04, I believe you started using that Kentucky bluegrass.
Yeah.
I guess used down for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So fast forwarded, when did you build the mini bank? Was it just this past?
No, pretty
this
much
past,
2 years. Going back to 2021 is when we started clearing the land. Now, at that time, I didn't exactly know that I was gonna build it,
right?
because with our growing family, we needed to do something with the house, and our original plan up back, it was a wooded lot, so we're like, that's a good area for a picnic, or like we could put a pavilion up there, but it was kind of overgrown, and there's a lot of poison ivy, and I'm like, we're not going to be able to use this. No one's going to come up here. So we decided to clear it, and we thought about, well, maybe we could build a house up back. That never came to fruition. And then I was like, well, we have a flat surface. Maybe we can put a pool in. And that was a no-go. So I guess the next best thing is that let's put it in a wiffle ball field.
Right.
But also it gives an area for my daughters. We live kind of near a busy highway, a lot of traffic. And if we just, keep them up back, they're pretty safe. And hopefully when they get older, they can invite their friends over and have some parties and use it. But yeah. And plus, I decided to build it because to do exactly what we're doing now is having friends and family over and having a really good time.
Right. And Mako Spencer, I always wondered how they get the lines on the field and the designs on the grass. I just tried doing straight lines in my yard. Can't do it.
Well, you need a roller on your mower. The light stripes are that you see. There's light and dark stripes. The light stripes are going away from you, and the dark stripes are coming back towards you. So if you can get some kind of roller on your mower, you'll be able to make some stripes. It also depends on the type of grass too. Some stripe better than others. Like Kentucky blue stripes good, perennial ryegrass stripes good.
Now, when you just, as far as you building this, beautiful mini bank, how did you just say, the heck with it, I'm going to do it? I mean, how did it come to fruition? Like, did you just wake up and say, I love baseball, let me build something for, the kids? And
yeah, I mean, after I decided, like, initially, hey, I'm going to build this, I thought about, man, it would be cool to have the neighborhood kids over, or,
right.
my friends and play. But once I started, like, I guess I kind of went big, and then I'm like, well, I'm in it this far. I'm just going to keep going big and,
Right.
try to put as much detail in it as possible.
Well, I mean, I can see like the picture next to you. That's like the out of town scoreboard, correct?
Yeah, I tried painting that. That was my least favorite part, to be honest. I'm not an artist, and doing all the stencil work and stuff.
Right.
And not one of them turned out exactly the same. So,
Oh, for not being that hand, I mean, to me, it looks like, according to the pictures, you did a pretty damn good job.
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Mako Spencer, what are the field dimensions and the scoreboard?
So the field dimensions, and I wanted to make a quarter size of the actual Citizens Bank Park, like
Right.
As far as the outfield dimensions. Left field, I got pretty close. But the problem is when they leveled out the field, we ran out of fill going towards right field.
Okay.
But basically, I live on the side of a mountain, So there's no flat spot. So they had to dig down a lot and push out the dirt. So left field, the foul pole is 82 feet, and the little corner jets out to 85. And then you go out to the angle, it's 97 feet. And then the deepest part is 103, and dead center's 100. So right field's a little short. It's the pole 68 feet away from home, but it jets out to 98.
Okay, just out of curiosity, I know you got a page on Facebook now called the T-Town Wiffle Ball League. Can you get into like that and how many teams and
so Memorial Day we had it was pretty much the opening of the field. We had a party and friends and family came over and we had a good time. And after Memorial Day weekend, things kind of got slow. We couldn't get together. Like people were doing different things and it was hard getting more games together. So we came up with the idea like, hey, why don't we just schedule games or make a league? And that way we have a set time and people can come over and play. And if not, they're away, that's fine. So it took about a week and we put it out there and teams signed up. We got 4 teams right now. But then the article came out that was in my local newspaper, and we already started. We were probably like 2 weeks in, and more teams, had interest and they were emailing me. So I think we're going to have some more teams next year.
Nice. I mean, as far as like, what's the age bracket? Is there?
It's all over. There's some young kids, but the majority of them, we're older, like in our 30s, all the way up to our 60s, and we're pretty sore the next day. I mean, got a lot of we're not young anymore.
I mean, I grew up in Northeast Philly, so we played wiffle ball with bases and automatic where it was, single, double, triple, home run. We're bound, with the boundaries.
Right. Yep. And I played that way before too. Yep.
Going back to the old days, did you guys tape up the bats up there, like with electrical tape?
Yeah, when I was younger, we did. That was fun. Yeah, even sometimes the ball just to make it go further. Yeah.
Actually, we used to take like newspaper and stuff it in the bat itself, so the ball.
Yep. You even cut it and put some bouncy balls in it too, like cork it.
Right. That we never did.
Yeah.
As far as out of the box entertainment, so if out of the box entertainment wants a team, we could sign up for the senior league.
Yeah, sure. Actually, there was interested in that because we got some fans coming up, and there was like, some senior guys. They're like, well, we can't hit this fast pitch, and it'd be nice to have a senior league. So there was some interest. So yeah, come on up.
I mean, as far as doing all this, did you get the idea with Field of Dreams? How Kevin Costner just.
Well, I do love that movie. But it seemed like during the pandemic, there was a lot of these fields popping up and doing some research and stuff. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. I think I want to do it, sometime. I mean, there's a lot of great fields out there if you look them up. There's like Little Fenway up in Vermont. They also have Little Wrigley. There's all kinds of replica stadiums out there. They're pretty neat.
As far as like Lehigh Valley, Reading, did you ever go to any of those parks and just see like?
I've been to Reading and I like that ballpark. I haven't been to Lehigh Valley yet, but I'd like to go down sometime and check that out. But yeah, Reading's pretty unique. It's an older ballpark, but there's it's fun to watch a game there.
Have you as far as like other ballparks, have you traveled to see ballparks around the?
Yeah, every Memorial Day in the past we try to go to a different city to catch a game. I've been to Fenway, the New York stadiums, old Yankee Stadium and or Shea, Baltimore, DC, Cleveland, the old Arlington ballpark in Texas, Milwaukee. Yeah, so I've been to a few of them.
Been to pretty much what you said outside of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh. I would say Pittsburgh's right up there with Citizens.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's beautiful. Yes.
As far as getting back to setting up the mini bank, how long did it take you from like the time you started digging, knocking the trees down until you finished it?
Yeah, so I started in 21, and pretty much last year was growing the grass and putting up the fence and putting in the base cutouts and stuff. And then this year, Memorial Day weekend was pretty much the first game on it.
So how many games has the league kicked off to now? Is it every weekend or? Yeah,
every Friday and Saturday. My team has 12 games in so far. We usually play a 3-game series, like on a Friday, or a team plays a 3-game series basically.
Now is it 9 positions?
No, we were going 3 on the field and then 5 in the batting lineup, just so you don't have any ghost runners on base.
Right. And as far as, do you play 1 strike? No walks or?
Yeah, there's walks and strikeouts, and we start with an 0-0 count. And it no speed limit. It's as fast as you can pitch.
As far as how many times has the fence been cleared?
Surprisingly, you think a lot more, but I think with the pitching, it keeps it in the yard. It's pretty tough hitting. So I was expecting a lot of home runs, but I think with good pitching and how fast they throw, there's not a lot.
Especially, I guess, when the breeze really isn't kicking up. And now, do you play like a certain time of day? Is it better to play later?
Yeah, so Fridays are usually 5:30 we start, and then it's usually 7:30 they end, and then Saturday in the mornings we start at 10 a.m. and play 3 games.
Now, do the older folks usually have a beverage of choice, or?
Everyone does. They bring their coolers up. A lot of Yingling lagers going around.
Yeah. Just to ask you, like the slow pitch softball beer leagues of.
Yeah, there's a lot around up here too. Yeah.
Getting back to with the Phillies, you said you started in '93 basically with that team. Now, what was your favorite player growing up on that team? Since, matter of fact, August 5th, the Phillies are honoring the 83 and 93 Phillies for Hall of Fame weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, growing up, my favorite player was Lenny Dykstra. I just liked the way he played. Nails, tough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Matter of fact, my colleague Joe Sullivan, who chimed in earlier, him and another gentleman, Ken Fry, they did a old school show last Tuesday called about the '86 Mets, because Ken Fry's a Mets fan, and just that whole, just that year the Mets basically dominated baseball, and they talked about the Bill Buckner ground ball going through the legs, Mookie Wilson knocking in Ray Knight, and just all that. I can see that highlight. Baseball. Have you ever been to like the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I've been there twice. Yeah, it's awesome. I enjoy going there.
Now, are you like a baseball historian, or you just to go back?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say I'm a historian, but I mean, I do follow it a lot. Yeah.
I mean, have you ever like the nostalgic of it, just to research old players or old teams?
Yeah, especially, I mean, I like, going back to the 90s and stuff, and it just, reminds me of my childhood. And every time, Ken Griffey Jr., Cal Ripken, it just takes you back.
Tony Gwynn.
Yep.
That sort of. I mean, as far as Trevorton, PA, I never heard of it myself. Now, where does that come in as far as
it's right in the heart of coal country, pretty much. Northumberland County, Schuylkill County. Like I said, I'm not too far from Pottsville, where Yingling is, and also not too far from Centralia, which is the big mine fire underneath the town. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but yeah, there's.
Oh, go ahead. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's a really small village. A lot of mountains up here, but yeah, it's.
Paul Colati, thanks for checking in. We want the Crockster at the Mini Bank. Williamsport is less than an hour away. How far is Speaking of the Little League World Series, might as well touch on that. Is that far from you as well?
No, it's less than an hour away. Yep.
I think I was up that way one time. It was my Lycoming College.
Yeah. Yep. I've been there. Yep. And been to Bowman Stadium too. We played a couple baseball games there before.
What's that feel like? I mean, it looks nice.
It's old. Yeah. But they did do some upgrades since I played on it. But yeah, it's a nice facility.
And Mako Spencer was just saying, have you ever had any Phillies or players visit the Mini Bank as of yet?
Not yet. Nope.
Just to go back to that 93 team now, what was your favorite, there were so many memories that year, Mitch Williams. Williams with the, I think it was like 10-5 at the base hit to win the game against San Diego, and that pouring rain doubleheader. I mean, nobody ever expected that team out of nowhere. I mean,
right.
Cast-offs, as they called them, gypsies, tramps, thieves.
And remember what? There was a double header that went really long. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
It was like it was in July this time 30 years ago.
Yep.
I think it was early in July, and
I
think it rained for like 4 or 5 hours, and they didn't start the game till 4 a.m. or 4. I believe it got over like 4:50 when, like I said, I think Jim Fergosi ran out of pinch hitters and they brought Mitch Williams up. Hit that base hit to win the game. And I was actually at that game.
And that's awesome. Yeah.
Actually, sorry I never stayed, but I know they didn't. I think they were letting people right in off the street, if I recall. I guess the bars were letting out, so I guess people figure, what the hell, let's go to Phillies game and cap it off. And I guess they went to breakfast after that victory.
Yeah.
Now, as far as let's touch on this current team. I mean, Phillies, took one on the chin today, losing 2 out of 3. I guess, they couldn't get the bats going. Wasn't down at the park today, but I mean, what's it going to take to get this Phillies team over the hump? Trade deadline 12 days away. If you're Dave Dombrowski, what are you going to do at the deadline?
A right-handed bat, probably.
Anybody in particular, like an Andrew McCutchen from the Pirates?
Yeah. I mean, we all heard the rumors about Goldschmidt or Arenado. I think a big bat. I do like McCutchen, but I think they're gonna go with more pop, I would say.
I believe right now the rumor one of my colleagues texted me earlier is came out, I think, on Bleacher Report or one of the sports conglomerates about Cody Bellinger from the Cubs, who could play first base. He can play outfield, so maybe he could
Good
be
versatility.
the answer.
Yeah, and he does have some good pop. Like, I mean, he's not what he once was, but I think if you own a skill, you always have it. You don't lose it. So, if he can maybe pop you a few home runs, I mean, that'd be a good pickup.
My colleague Sean Kilrain checking in. Thanks for checking in, Sean. What's up, guys? We are going to go after Bellinger. You watch.
I'd be all right with that.
Now, my thing is, I mean, I know there's rumors out there about a fifth starter, which I think you're going to have to at least go after a fifth starter, technically a relief pitcher.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I was saying, as far as adding a fifth starter or possibly some bullpen help.
Yeah, early on, like I thought about pitching. That early on in the season, I'm like, man, they need to go after another pitcher. But I kind of switched. I kind of leaned to another bat. But I mean, I'd like to think Sanchez, can get it done in the fifth spot. But with the bullpen, I guess they are kind of, banged up a little bit with Alvarado and Sir Anthony. But
right,
it's tough. I mean, yeah.
Well, like I said, 12 days away, and it's just, with Alvarado and Sir Anthony Dominguez about to come back, but I still think you could use another arm in that bullpen because Alvarado's been hurt twice. Sir Anthony with that strained forearm, so you could use some insurance in that bullpen too. Of course, I don't know if Dombrowski could get everything, but hopefully, like something will give. Dave Yarnell checking in. Thanks for checking in, Dave. He said, "Hey, Kurt, thanks for jumping on Fuji's Philly Flair. We appreciate it."
Awesome. No problem.
Mako Spencer, I'm not a Phillies fan, but what was Harper doing at the plate yesterday? I was working that game last night, and I was working up in right field 305, 306. And I really didn't really see a good replay of it till this morning, and I'm thinking he's just standing nonchalantly letting pitches go by, and finally strike three was a fastball. I mean, I heard on the radio today it was just, he was getting a lot of heat. Like, I don't want to say he was dogging it, but do you have any any?
I mean, I heard I thought I heard that Harper didn't think he was going to throw him a strike at all, right. And he just went up there with that game plan, like, hey, I'm not swinging because he's not gonna. But after the first two strikes, like, okay, right. He's throwing you strikes, I
mean, when I played Little League, I was always told, don't ever go down looking. If you're going to strike out, go down swinging.
Yep.
At least make the attempt to, swing on strike three rather than get called out on strikes.
Right.
Sean Kilrain, he just looked like someone put him on pause. Yeah, I mean, he was just standing there and
yeah.
I was just kind of mortified. Like, you guys are down. They were losing 3-0 at one point. Then they came back and just,
yeah. And I forget, was there a runner on too?
I believe there wasn't.
There wasn't. Okay.
I believe it was the bottom of the sixth.
Okay.
But hey, you're going to go down swinging. You're the big man of the team. You're the catalyst.
Yeah.
It's not really setting a good example for. I know these guys like Stott and Al Bohm. They know better, but still, in all,
yeah, that was
even for little kids, you're playing baseball. All you see in that park practically is Harper 3. Harper. there's Harper jerseys all over the place.
Yeah.
And, it's.
Yeah, it was a weird sequence.
It was just, that team to me, they came back, but they just didn't have that mojo last night.
Yeah.
Sanchez being taken out, and then, they just didn't have it. But, it's Bryce Harper. They'll get past it. They're still right in the hunt, and this team will be in the wild card. They just can't seem to catch the Braves or the Marlins. Like we were talking earlier, that seems like every time the Braves and Marlins lose, the Phillies lose along with them and just can't pick up any ground. But,
right. Yeah.
Just getting a wild card. The playoffs. It's a different season like last year. Nobody gave the Phillies a chance. It's a whole different season.
Yep.
Throw the record down. The record books.
You just got to get to the dance.
Exactly.
That's it.
Get in the dance and, take it from there. Mako Spencer, I enjoyed it as a Braves fan. Of course you did. You can stand there anytime and go with me. But remember, we beat the Braves last year to get in the NLCS. So hopefully history will repeat itself a second time. Dombrowski will go out, make all the right chess moves, and
I think he will.
We'll be playing in that October showcase.
Right, I think we will.
As far as I just wanted to check with our sponsors. If anybody, any hardcore coffee drinkers out there, log on to Monkey Cult Coffee, join the cult. You got some great coffee, mugs, T-shirts, whatever you would like to purchase. Man, when you get 10% off, just check off Out of the Box Sports, type in, and all proceeds go to, all donations go to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. If anybody's heard out there, call Jason Fine, a.k.a. Big Al, 3 offices located right here in Philly, over the bridge there in Jersey, and right out there in Pittsburgh. For all your slip, fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, call Big Al, Jason Fine, right away at 1-800-HURT-123. And also, for all donations for this great lady softball team called Not Your Average Janes, please make a donation. Please reach out to Ken Fry directly or Paul Spencer at Box Sports to donate. This great softball team for traveling. Matter of fact, I believe they just were in a great tournament last week, which they won. So congratulations to Not Your Average Janes. We got a new show here on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment coming Tuesday night. We finally got all NFC East teams lined up here. We got Commanders Gridiron Tuesday starting at 6:30. I want to congratulate the Washington fan base. Finally, Josh Harris, and getting the team from Jeff Snyder. So congratulations to Washington. And, we'll be going around the round table this year with the NFC East. Also, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment Weekly lineup. We got 19 shows lined up already. Monday we got Joystick Junkies, Sully Squad, Big Blue, Power Hour. Tuesday, Commanders Gridiron starting. Extra innings with Joe Sullivan and Dave Yarnell. Wednesday, the Back Cave with Kenny Fry. College Football Frenzy about to pick up with Mako Spencer, Joe Sullivan, Sean Kilrain. 9:30, Dave Yarnell, Mako Spencer with them boys. Of course, Thursday at 7, my show right now, kicking off. Tomorrow night, Friday, Ken Fry, Dave Yarnell with the Atomic Drop podcast. Saturdays, kicking off Notre Dame pregame, postgame, Vegas sports scene with Ken Fry. Sundays, we'll be going around, Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders, pre and post game, and we have some new shows coming on the NFC East table, the debate room, Lights, Camera, Action, the Birds Corner, and the Old School Show. So check us out, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, with all your out-of-box sports lineup, weekly lineup. Check it out. So, Kurt, I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for coming on our show tonight. I mean, it's been a great 35 minutes with you. You know.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. And you guys are more than welcome to come up and play some games and have some fun.
That would be incredible. Hey, we appreciate the invite. Maybe we'll start our Out of the Box network team, and we'll head up, and we'll just where can anybody reach you at as far as your T-Town Wiffle Ball League?
Yeah, on Facebook, T-Town Wiffle Ball League. If you search it, you'll find it. And then usually people email me at kurtklinger8@gmail.com.
Now, are you on Twitter as well as you're on Facebook?
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram, but we're more active on Facebook. Twitter's at Cling of the Hill, and so is the Instagram.
Okay. So I want to thank you for coming on again, Kurt. Taking your time out away there from the family. I know.
Sorry, my daughter's in the background.
Hey, you don't have to explain. I got a 19-year-old. She was young once, so we all understand it. Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. We will link T-Town Wiffle Ball League on our Twitter and Facebook pages for you. So,
awesome.
So if anybody out there would like to reach out to Kurt and join the T-Town Wiffle Ball League, feel contact Kurt, and hopefully you'll that league will grow, and we'll definitely have to get out there. If you're ever coming down to the bank, CBP, let me know.
All right, August 4th, we're planning a trip down.
All right, we'll definitely meet up.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
All right, well, everybody, I want to thank everybody, you, Kurt, everybody tuning in, the crew checking in, all the guys, all the audience. Appreciate everybody taking their time tonight. Again, if everybody wants to reach out and join the T-Town Wiffle Ball League up at the Mini Bank in Trevorton, PA with Kurt Klinger, feel free. You'll be able to check out the links under Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a good weekend. If you haven't talked to anybody, reach out. Somebody's always needing something. Give somebody a call that you haven't talked to. Give them a hug, whatever. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Go Phils, go Birds, and have a good night. Happy Friday.
Go Phils.